Welcome back to the First Year Business Podcast. Of course, I am your host, Lashawnda Smith, and it has been so hard for me to get here, guys. It has been so hard for me to record these episodes for you, but you know what? It's a part of the process. As a content creator, you learn that you have to just roll with the punches and just record the content anyway. For the last 3 days, they have been cutting grass outside. For the last 3 days. And I don't just mean like in the morning. I mean all day. All day they have been cutting grass, and it has prolonged me being able to record content because I have been wanting, when you're recording podcast episodes, you ideally want it to be very, very quiet. And one thing that I've been playing around with is recording at nighttime. So that way there's not as much noise going on in the background. There's a ton of like monster truck like cars that go up and down my road during the day. And so there's just a lot of unnecessary noise that I find happens, during the daytime. So I've been trying to find a better time to record these episodes for you guys. And today I just got so fed up and I was just like, you know what? I looked across the street from where I live and it was like 3 people outside cutting grass and weed eating and doing all the things. And I was like, you know what? I'm about to record. So disclaimer, guys, I have no idea what you're going to hear in the background of this video or podcast episode, but we're going to run with it, okay? My intentions are good. And today, I want to talk to you guys about how everything is not content. Everything is not content. I know you may have heard this saying, everything is content. There's like a TikTok thing, but I digress. Everything is not content. And I want to talk about this today because you are a new business owner. Maybe you've been in your business for a year, or I don't know how long you've been in your business, but I know you probably are getting this assumption or perspective of, I have to be recording everything. I have to record what I eat. I have to record me waking up in the morning. I have to record, the behind the scenes of what I'm doing day to day. And honestly, it can be so exhausting when you think about everything that you can record. And at some point, you have to draw the line and be like, okay, this part of my life, I am not going to record content on, because honestly, everything can be content if you choose to make everything content. When you think about the vloggers, right? A lot of people aspire to become a family vlogger or a lifestyle vlogger. And, I've even seen that there are lifestyle vloggers who vlog every single day. And then they also post to their stories on Instagram every single day. And they also create reels of behind the scenes of their life every single day. And I'm just like, how are y'all doing all of this? Like, at what point do you draw the line and say, okay, is this too much? Because we're going to consume it. As, consumers of content, if you follow a personal brand or someone on YouTube and you find out that they post stories on Instagram, you're going to look at the content. Don't get me wrong, but I can't help but think from a content creator's perspective who has 2 channels on YouTube that at some point, I know for me, I don't want everything that I do in life to be a YouTube video, for lack of better words. And this podcast episode is going to be for business owner. I'm going to kind of weave in the content creator / business owner, perspective into this episode. But, when you think about my couples channel with my fiance, we were starting to become like the vloggers of couples. And quickly I realized that I do not enjoy this. I already knew it because I've been a vlogger before when I had my other YouTube channel. So I knew what it was like vlogging content. And I feel that at that point, it was just kind of like new for me. So I was a little more excited to, create that content. And don't get me wrong, like when you look back on your vlogs and like just different types of content where you're recording your behind the scenes, it is very memorable and very, very nostalgic, I guess you can say, to be able to see like your kids growing up and what stage you were in life at that point and what was going on. But when you're in real time, I find that it's a lot harder to enjoy your life when you're constantly having to pick up the camera and capture the moment. And I'm the type of person where I don't want to capture every moment. I want to be in the moment. Like, I want to be present in the moment. I don't want to be like, oh my God, this is so cool. Let me pull out my camera. Right? And so I want to talk to you in reference to being a business owner and figuring out early, because it's best to figure it out while it's early than you starting something and then now you done created this monster that you don't really want to feed anymore, if that makes sense. Because if you start off as, like, for example, a lifestyle vlogger and you've created this big brand off of vlogging every time you travel and every time you do this and what you do day to day, you've created an audience and a community around that type of content. And so now if you decide you don't want to create that anymore, now you're at a pivotal stage in your career or as a content creator, because you're having to go against everything that you've built your brand on. So if you can make the decision now while things are really, really early for you, it's going to be better. And that's why I want to talk to you about this. I want you to be okay with knowing that everything is not content. So do not feel bad if you decide that you don't want to record every behind the scenes thing of everything that's going on in your business. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you see a lot of business owners recording the behind the scenes, but they do not record the behind the scenes of like the real stuff, the crying in the bed because something ain't working out. You know, the things that I don't want to say are embarrassing, but the things that you don't want the world to really know about, like that failed launch, you know, the customer that's asking for a refund. You don't record those type of things. You record the good things, like, oh, I just got my new office space, or we just got our products in. They don't record this product ain't being pushed, like this product ain't moving. They don't record that part. So I want you to understand that you get to choose how much you allow people into your life through your content. Make those decisions now while it's early on, because if you don't, you may create something that you may realize later on down the line that you do not like, and you may regret it later on down the line. So for me, we're in the stage where I'm at right now, I had to make the decision for myself that I am not going to be looked at as a vlog style creator. Now, I do still post vlogs like on the couples channel here and there. I do plan to post like a vlog every now and then on my main YouTube channel, Lashawnda Smith. A shameless plug. If you're not subscribed over there, go subscribe to Lashawnda Smith. Okay. But it's not going to be a very important part of my strategy when it comes to YouTube videos. One thing that I would like for me and my fiance to do, and this is what we're kind of working on behind the scenes, but a pivot that I would like to do for our brand is to start a podcast. I would love for us to have a podcast. That's something that we are trying to get together. We got to come up with a name and just the back end stuff, but we love the sit down conversations. And I'm glad that our audience also loves that type of conversation with us because we enjoy creating it. Now, when it comes to vlogging, different types of things that we have going on, I don't really be feeling it. Vlogging is so much work, guys. If you're considering becoming a vlogger, I'm just letting you know right now, it's a lot. It's a lot. So there's that. Also, when it comes to stories, like Instagram stories, Facebook stories, I learned that I love consuming stories. But I ask myself all the time, like, what type of stories can I create that is not necessarily just always showing behind the scenes of my life? Because my life be boring, y'all. Like, if y'all seen what I did on a day-to-day basis, you guys would not be entertained at all. Most of the time, I'm on the computer, I'm working, or I'm creating content, and then I can't even record behind the scenes of me recording content because I record on my phone. So, that's a whole thing. But it's I like to be able to have my bonnet on with my robe and just be normal, like not worry about picking up the camera and showing, the omelet that I'm making this morning or, like little things like that. So I want you to ask yourself as a business owner, what type of content do you want to create? And not only that, what is your limit? Because I feel that once you set that limit, that becomes an expectation of your audience. So like I see some big influencers or YouTubers, like if they don't post on their stories for like days, their tribe goes crazy. Like, where are you? What's going on? Are you okay? Is everything good? Because they've set that expectation. So people have become used to them posting on their stories behind the scenes every single day. And so it's almost like posting on their stories is just as much as a part of the job as posting a YouTube video. And I know for me, if I'm going to vlog every single day, y'all not going to see my day-to-day on YouTube, on Instagram stories too. Like, you're going to have to wait till the vlog come out. And also keep in mind, and this is something that I just thought about that I think I should address as well, when you're creating like high value content, what I mean by that is like the sit down talking head videos where you're literally like providing value in your content. Be careful with being in too many places providing value. Now, hear me out when I say this. Now, obviously, it depends on your strategy. It depends on what your marketing plan is and things like that. But one thing that I am trying to train my audience on, this is something that I'm working on with my own personal brand. I want to train my audience to know where to go to get the value, the big value. And the big value that they're going to get is going to be either on my podcast, like what you guys are listening to, or it's going to be on my YouTube channel. I don't want to train my audience to get used to getting high value on my Instagram, because I find that based on where you get your value determines what you decide to implement, for example. And, I'm not saying that I'm not going to ever post any high value content on my Instagram page, for example. But what I am saying is that I don't want you to solely be coming to my Instagram channel or my Instagram page to like learn all these different tips and not like, I want you to come to my YouTube channel for that, or I want you to listen to my podcast for that. Now I may drop some gems here and there, but for my Instagram page, that's going to be more so like entertainment purposes. Like it's going to be more so for entertainment purposes, more so like seeing what I have going on here and there. And I don't mean every day. Like maybe if I'm doing a speaking engagement, I may create a reel showing like the behind the scenes or a few clips of that. But like, you're not going to go over there and be seeing like the stuff that you will see on YouTube. And the reason why I say that is because in the beginning stages, like I consider myself kind of in the beginning stages because I don't have a team built around me or anything like that. If I'm not able to hire a team or hire someone to clip out my videos and post the value on my Instagram page, I just do not find enough value in splitting my time in those different areas. And it's funny I mentioned that because in a future episode that's coming up really, really soon, I'm going to be talking about how you should not be on all social media platforms. But I will save that nugget for a future episode because that's going to be really, really good. But for the most part, when people come on my Instagram, I want them to come on there because they want to keep up with me as a person and just consume what it is that I post over there. But everything is not content, guys. Just understand that it's okay to keep some things private. I think that in this era that we're in right now, we have trained ourselves or allowed the watchers and the consumers to train us to think that we have to show them everything, every little detail. And it gets so bad to the point where if you don't show them everything, they're like, the audacity. How dare you not show me that you're going through a breakup? Like, how dare you not inform us that you guys are not together anymore? Like, just they become entitled to think and feel that you are supposed to explain every aspect of your life. So just be mindful of that, what you create for your business and what you create if you are just a content creator, a lifestyle vlogger, something like that. Just be mindful of that. When you share stuff, people become entitled. And it's okay if you choose you want to keep that private. So I'm going to end this episode here because I feel that I got some really good points in with this. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you've stayed to this far, you're the real MVP. I always say that. If you're watching this on YouTube, I would love for you to post in the comments your thoughts in reference to creating content. And what do you feel should not be a part of content for some people or for yourself, for your brand or whatever. I would love to have the conversation in the comment section. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you, or I always say that because I'm looking at the video. We will talk soon. Talk to you in the next episode. Bye.